Alright, testing. Alright, boys, welcome back. Now, last time you remember our last video, we talked about demand. Now it's time to talk about supply. Now, let's make this video really short because basically supply is just the opposite of demand. Remember, when we talk about demand, we are talking about the buyer side. 買家係咪啊? Now, when we talk about supply, we are talking about the seller, 賣家嗰邊啊. Basically, almost the same. Alright, now, so the definition of supply very similar to demand. Basically, a schedule showing all the quantity supplied at different prices, 唔同價格之下嘅供應量 over a period of time. Now, when we talk about quantity supplied, we are talking about quantity that people are willing and able to not purchase, to sell at certain price. 喺某個價格之下，願意同能夠賣嘅數量 we call those quantity supplied. Alright, so just business as usual. We are going to go through this very quickly. Alright, now here we just talk about quantity supplied, willing and able to sell at one price. 一個價格之下，願意賣幾多? Now here, when we talk about supply, not demand. Supply, we are talking about all prices. 喺所有唔同價格之下嘅所有 QS 砌成嘅，我哋叫做 supply 啦。Alright, so when we try to represent it in a table form or in a graph form, we see this: $1 sell 2, $2 sell 4 units, $3 sells 6 units. 逐點啦，就係我哋嘅 QS. Let's say QS1, QS2. Okay, when the whole thing add together, 成個表加埋，係咪喺唔同佢 show 咗唔同嘅價格之下 different prices with different QS 係咪啊？呢個啦，我哋叫 supply 啦，成個 schedule 加埋。Alright, now in a graph form, we see something like that. We see this one. Okay, we see this one. This is our supply curve. 成條就係 supply curve 啦。咁喺上面嘅每一點 each dot, let's say here, $1, 2 unit, $2, 4 unit. Each point we call those QS. 一點點就係 QS 啦，而成條加埋就係 supply 啦。Alright, so this is very similar to that of demand. I don't think it's going to be difficult. Now, the same as demand, when we have individual supply, how do we get market supply? We do horizontal summation. 嗱，又係呢招啦。Horizontal summation. OK， 嗱，咩意思呢？嚟多次咯喎。It means, let's say this is Jeffrey's. OK, this is Jeffrey's supply, and this is Martin's supply. 原來啦 ，Jeffrey 咧1蚊就願意賣2件，2蚊願意賣4件嘅。And then Martin 1蚊願意賣2件，2蚊願意賣4件啦。So let's say they together form the market. 原來咧市場得佢2個賣家啫。So combining them together at $1, Jeffrey willing to sell 2, Martin willing to sell 2. So the total amount of willing and able to sell would be 4. 如此類推啦。Alright, this is the way we get market supply from individual supplies. OK, 得唔得啊？嗱，呢個唔係好難嘅啫。嗱，再有問題睇翻 demand 嗰條片啦。Refer back to the demand video. Alright, now here, law of supply. Now, unlike the law of demand, law of supply is not as important, I would say. The only thing you need to remember is that it is also higher the price, it's also about price and QS, how they change. So let me write some symbol next to them. It states that higher the price, higher the quantity transacted. Now the reason is simple. Okay, now think about it. Price to a seller, it is a receipt or revenue. Now, when revenue increases, it means that profit would also increase. 當收入上升，成本不變。Increase revenue, cost unchanged. Profit will increase. When you make more profit, you will do more. 好賺啲咪做多啲咯，唔難啊，係咪啊 ？Vice versa, meaning lower the price, lower the QS. Okay? Other things being constant, 記住啦，都係啦。In the law of supply, only price and QS can change. When other things other than price or QS changes, for example, production cost, then that would not be a law of supply, but that would be a change in supply. In that case, the law of supply would become inapplicable. 好嘛？嗱，呢個我唔再多講啦，好嘛？ Now, let's finish the final section of this video about change in supply. Okay? Now, 好啦 then you will be asking, we just mentioned other things being constant. What are the other things? Now, in our syllabus, the other things, now again, I've arranged them in order, in descending order of importance. So the first one is the more important in exam. Second one, second important. Third important, least important. Okay? So, let's do it. The first and foremost, I would say, 最重要嘅原因，最重要嘅因素 about production cost， 係咪啊？原來啦，你嘅生產成本啊 ，it will affect your profit, right? Production costs affect profit. So when costs increase, profit would decrease. 呢嘢唔好賺啦，做多啲定做少啲啊 ？When profit decreases, supply would decrease， 係咪啊？因為而家成本高咗，話知你原先咩價啫 ，right? So here, supply will decrease. Again, when we say a change in supply, it means that even price remains unchanged. 就算 P 唔變 ，QS also changes. We call this a change in supply. Okay, 得唔得啊？ Now, second one, we will talk about joint supply and competitive supply. 好啦 ，joint supply basically meaning things that are produced together by product relationship. 副產品啦 ，alright. Competitive supply, you make A, you can't make B. Okay? Now, let's look at some example. For example, joint supply by product, chicken legs and chicken wings. Or, if you still remember from your science, plants and oxygen. More plants, more oxygen. You remember that, right? 係咪啊 ？Here, chicken legs. 你要隻雞翼啊，你要隻雞腳啊，你要斬咗隻雞佢噶嘛，係咪 ？When you kill the chicken, you don't just take the legs and throw away all the things. You also take the wings, take other things, take the chicken breast, all those things. 雞胸啊，全部攞晒噶嘛，係咪 ？So when one of them increase in supply, another would also increase in supply. Okay, joint supply. Byproduct, byproduct, 唔知寫到咩啦。Now, the opposite one, competitive supply, things that fight for factors of production. For example, wooden chair, wooden and paper. When you make chair, use the piece of wood to make chair. Then you have less paper available. 大家應該知道 you should know paper are made from wood, right? Right? Hopefully you know. Okay, so let's write out the relationship. will be like this. When the QS of A increases, if they belong to joint supply relationship, then supply of B would increase. But if they belong to competitive supply relationship, then supply of B would decrease. OK， 好容易嘅啫，應該唔係特別難嘅。Now, third one, this one basically no need to tell you. When technology becomes better, obviously you can make more, higher productivity. OK, so no need to explain. 呢個仲弱智。Number of seller increase， 多咗人賣嗰件嘢，即係咩意思啊？多啲貨咯 ，right? Supply increase. Now, finally, expectation exactly the same as that of demand. Think about it. If you are a seller, when you expect future price to increase, you will save stock now. Why? So that you will sell it later at a higher price. 儲返啲貨第日買嘛。That means the supply now would decrease. 而家嘅 supply would decrease that. Okay? So these are the factors that would affect supply. Okay? Now let's look at one example and then we can call an end for this video. Okay? Now we just look at one example. Which of the following is an example of competitive supply? But we will look at them, all of them anyway. CD player. Now we remember they actually belongs to complements because you need a CD player to play CD. Alright? And you need CD to enjoy the CD player. So they are used together. Complement. Residential building and commercial building. Yes, I think this is the answer we want. Now, the same piece of land. 有笪地 when you build residential building, you can't use the same piece of land to build commercial building. In that sense, they are fighting, you see. They are fighting for factors of production. 係咪搶緊同一個 factor 嘅就喺度 ？Alright, so you see. Now, textbook and printing paper, I think they actually belongs to derived demand because here input and output relationship. Bread and butter, I think they actually complement. You eat bread together with butter. They are used together. Okay, so you see, 哇咁短咋 ？Yes, supply is a relatively short topic, alright? Not as important as demand. Now, for the next video, we are going to talk about what happens when demand and supply meet up. We are going to talk about equilibrium and disequilibrium, shortage, surplus, and what happens when the price is too high, too low, etc. Alright, so until then, I will see you again later. See you later.